Good afternoon, Pottinger's class.
Good afternoon.
Today we finished number lines and comparing fractions, decimals, and percents. We did, yeah. Ticks. You guys know what ticks are, right?
Yes.
These are ticks. Boom, 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 right?
Yes.
This number line, if I draw one of these, we call that a what again?
Candy bar.
And if I break the candy bar by the tick marks, what did I just break this candy bar into? Like how many pieces?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. What do we call those pieces?
Intervals.
Intervals would be the areas between the tick marks, right? And we said that we broke it into 1, 2, 3, 4 intervals. Look at the denominator of our fractions that are labeling the tick marks. What are they?
4.
Fourths. Make sense?
Yes.
On Friday of last week, we failed our conversion quiz. On Thursday of this week, do you promise me we're going to pass it? Yep. If you promise me, I won't review these with you right now. Do you promise me?
Yes.
So that means you got to be on your A game Thursday? All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I gave you this number line. What are the tick marks labeled in? Decimals, right? Is it easy to put 4/10 on a decimal number line?
Yes.
Is it easy to put 100 over 200 in this form on a decimal number line?
No.
In order to easily put this on a decimal number line, we need to convert it to a...
Decimal.
Do you know how to convert a fraction to a decimal?
Yes.
Can you easily put 80% on a decimal number line? No. Say no. No. So we need to convert it to a...
Decimal.
Once we figured out what the decimal is, then we can put 80% at that correct decimal spot, right? Solomon, eyes are up here. In this situation, I gave you 4 numbers. And I said put them in order from the greatest to the least, yes?
Yes.
Can you look at a fraction, a decimal, and a percent and know what or how to order them? What do you need to do? We got them in the same form, right? So we converted all of them to fractions. Was that a good idea? Well, yeah, it was a good idea, but what's the problem? You can't compare them unless they have common denominators, right? So we said, well, let's try decimals instead. So we did a little frowny face here. Let's try decimals. And we converted 3/5 to a decimal. This is already a decimal. We converted that percent to a decimal. We converted this to a decimal. Were those a little bit easier to compare? What does this method we use called? And then we were able to put the numbers in order from greatest to least. Could we also maybe even convert them to percents? Would it be easy to put those numbers in order from greatest to least by just looking at the percents? Last thing. Here's my number line I gave you. I gave you a 4, I gave you a 5, and I gave you some blank tick marks, yes? You guys decided to fill in the tick marks. Some of you use fractions, some of you use decimals, right? I'm up here. Remember that? Then I gave you these numbers, and you needed to figure out how to fit them onto this number line. What do we have to do? Convert them to what?
Decimal.
What if your number line was in fractions or mixed number forms? What would you have to convert them to?
Fractions.
What if I would have made these all into percents? What would have I had to convert all of these numbers into? So they all have to be in the same form, correct? The number line has to match the numbers, yes? And if I'm comparing the numbers, we have to figure out how to get them all in the same form because we can only compare apples to, or fractions to, or decimals to, or percents to.